Hello students, in today's class we will be discussing about the properties of entropy, where in the previous class we just listed out what are the different properties we are going to study with respect to this entropy function. So where we have the first property, which is called as the property where the entropy is a continuous function. The second one is the symmetrical function, that is the entropy is symmetric. Even though you change the position of the probabilities, the entropy remains the same. So that is with respect to the symmetrical property. And the third one, which is called as the extremal property. So extremal property is nothing but what is the extreme value your entropy can attain and what is the lowest value your entropy can attain. That we are going to show it here with respect to a simple derivation. So where we have considered an information source which is emitting the symbols, that is with respect to the information source. So it is going to emit different source symbols where we have represented it as S1 up to SQ symbols, and corresponding to the symbols which are emitted, it is going to have some probability. So where the probability we have considered here is P is equal to P1 up to PQ. So now in general we know that in the previous class also we studied what is the average information rate, that is the representation, that is represented as H of S is equal to summation of I is equal to 1 to Q Pi log of Pi, and the unit is bits per message symbol, and also I equals 1 to Q Pi is equal to 1, since we know that the sum of all the probabilities will be equal to 1. So now in order to derive the value with respect to your entropy, so we are considering here two values, one is an upper bound value and the other one will be your lower bound value. So what is the maximum value your entropy can attain is 1, and what is the lower bound value your entropy can attain is 0. So now considering that, here we are considering an equation where we are initially considering that the upper bound value of your entropy can be, that is H of S maximum is equal to log Q. So this is what we need to prove with respect to your extremal property, that is H of S is less than or equal to log Q, or I can write log Q minus H of S is greater than or equal to 0. So now considering that initial upper bound value of your entropy here, so what is log Q? So log Q can be written as summation of I is equal to 1 to Q Pi. So where we have considered that value with respect to the equation what we have considered here, minus what is your H of S value? H of S is given by summation of I is equal to 1 to Q Pi log of 1 by Pi. So now in this equation we have considered the common value where we have taken out I is equal to 1 to Q Pi common here. So where your equation will be log Q minus log base 2 of 1 by Pi. So next, so this can be written as minus log 2 of 1 by Pi can be written as minus log of log Pi. So then this equation will be log base 2 of Q plus log base 2 of Pi. So where this is in the form of log A plus log B. So further your equation gets reduced to Pi log base 2 of Q into Pi. So now in the previous relation, when we studied about the relationship with respect to Hartley to Nernst, so we have considered some equation. So by considering that here, so we can split this equation as Pi log E base 2 of Q into Pi divided by log E to base 2. So then in this equation, so we have considered, that is summation of I is equal to 1 to Q. So Pi ln of Q into Pi. So the base gets changed because, so log of A to B can be written as 1 by log of B to A. So considering this equation, so this equation gets changed to this one. So we have represented this as equation 4. So this is about how we arrived at, or how we simplified by substituting the value of H of S as well as log Q in the upper bound value what we have considered in equation number 2. So the substitution continues here. So now in order to get a value for this upper bound value, So we have considered here a simple relationship or a simple graph which is going to relate a straight line as well as a curve. So now this is the straight line equation is given as y is equal to x minus 1, and the tangent to the curve, that is to the straight line, we have drawn a curve, the logarithmic curve, where that logarithmic curve equation we have considered here as y is equal to ln of x. So now we are relating these two equations. That means to say that, so here the curve, that is the logarithmic curve, it is going to touch the straight line only at x is equal to 1. So that's why your equation will be ln of x less than or equal to x minus 1. So now for further simplification, we are multiplying minus 1 on both sides to this equation. So further we get minus ln of x greater than or equal to 1 minus x. Then your equation further gets simplified to ln of 1 by x greater than or equal to 1 minus x. So after knowing the straight line, how we are relating the straight line with respect to the logarithmic curve, the derivation continues here. So in that we have considered if x is equal to 1 by q into pi, so then the equation, that is ln of, so instead of wherever we have considered in the equation the x value, so that x value has to be substituted with respect to 1 by q into pi. So ln of q into pi is greater than or equal to 1 minus 1 by q into pi. So where for this particular equation, so we are multiplying on both the sides, that is summation of I is equal to 1 to q pi. So after substituting the value, we will be getting the equation as summation of I is equal to 1 to q pi ln of q into pi greater than or equal to summation of I is equal to 1 to q pi and 1 minus 1 by q into pi. So represent this as equation number 6. So now further we are multiplying log base to e on both the sides with respect to equation number 6. So after multiplying this, so we are going to get the equation as this one. So where this one, that is the left hand side of the equation, that is this part of the equation represents the upper bound value what we have initially considered, it is log q minus h of s. Then the right hand side of the equation will be as it is what we have written it here, and we have represented this as your equation number 8. So that is what, so we have arrived at the upper bound value. So now what should be the RHS value with respect to your equation 8? So the RHS value of the equation, so this pi minus 1 by q, it will be equal to 0 for all values of I, which means to say that your upper bound value, so it will be greater than or equal to 0 only when all the symbols are equiprobable, which means to say that, so we have the symbols what we have considered here will be your q number of symbols. So that means to say that if the probabilities are same, the probabilities are equal, then you will be attaining the maximum value, that is h of s will be maximum. So h of s maximum is less than or equal to log base 2 of q bits per symbol. So this is what the extreme value which we are going to attain with respect to the extremal property. So which means to say that, so the entropy can attain the maximum value only when the probabilities are equiprobable, which means to say that when all the probabilities are equal, so we can attain the maximum entropy. The next property is the additive property. So it is the fourth property what we have with respect to the entropy function. So in order to prove this additive property, so let us consider the symbols what we have previously considered for deriving the extremal property. But the difference what we have is that, so we have splitted the symbols. That means splitting up of the symbols, it is S symbols or SQ number of symbols has been splitted here. So where we have considered it as, suppose we split the symbols, that is SQ number of symbols into n symbols, so then your SQ will be equal to SQ1, SQ2 up to SQn number of symbols. Corresponding to that symbols, the probabilities which are emitted are PQ is equal to PQ1, PQ2, so up to PQn number of symbols. So now in general we know that the summation of whatever the probabilities we consider that will be equal to 1. So now here the summation of all these probabilities corresponding to SQN number of symbols can be represented as the summation of j is equal to 1 to n pqj. So this is pqj. So let us consider this as equation number 1. So now since we have splitted up the symbols here, so we have represented the corresponding entropy as H dash of S. So where H dash of S is equal to, so P1, P2, so instead of writing from P1 to PQN, we have splitted the probabilities as P1 to PQ minus 1 and PQ1 to PQN. So then, so we know that for this I can write it as summation of I is equal to, that is the entropy of this particular function is I is equal to 1 to Q minus 1 Pi log of 1 by Pi, plus for this I can write it as summation of j is equal to 1 to n Pqj log of 1 by Pqj. So now after writing this, so the equation gets simplified to, that is Pi log of 1 by Pi, what as it is we have copied here. So this can be written as, that means Pq log of 1 by Pq plus summation of j is equal to 1 to n Pqj log of 1 by Pqj. So then, so we have j is equal to 1 to q Pi log of 1 by Pi minus summation of j is equal to 1 to n Pqj log of 1 by Pq plus summation of j is equal to 1 Pqj log of 1 by Pqj. So then this equation, so further we have considered it as, so why we have considered here it as Pqj, that is summation of j is equal to 1 to n Pqj, that means Pq, the value of Pq what we have considered at the initial is Pq is equal to summation of j is equal to 1 to n Pqj. So that's why here we have replaced the value of Pq by summation of j is equal to 1 to n Pqj log of 1 by Pq plus summation of j is equal to 1, whatever the equation we have, that we have written as it is. So now in this, what is the common thing we have removed here is summation of j is equal to 1 to n Pqj is the common what we have got here from this one. So that removing the common term outside, so the equation further gets simplified like this. So where this is in the form of log a minus log b, so that's why it is written as log a by b. So then this I can write it as, this is nothing but, this is your average self information, that is nothing but the entropy. So that's why this is written it as H of S, that is nothing but the entropy of this equation is nothing but the entropy equation plus the whole term, that is the term which is with respect to your entropy function is a positive quantity. So and also since Pqj is less than or equal to Pq for all j, so this is a positive quantity with respect to Pqj as well as Pq. So therefore I can write it as H dash of S will always be greater than or equal to H of S. That means to say that, so if you are going to split up the probabilities, or if you are going to split up the symbols, then the entropy gets reduced. So that is what we are going to prove with respect to the additive property. Let us look into some examples or the problems related to your previous class, that is entropy as well as the average information rate. So the problem statement is like this. So where a discrete source is emitting 5 symbols. So the 5 symbols, let us write it as S is equal to S1, S2, S3, S4 as well as S5. So these source symbols are emitted with respect to the corresponding probabilities as P is equal to 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 1 by 8, 1 by 16 as well as 1 by 16. So this is what the data which is given with respect to the problem statement. So now we need to find the entropy as well as the average information rate. So we know that H of S is given by what? So H of S is equal to summation of I is equal to 1 to Q Pi log of 1 by Pi. So in this equation, if you substitute all the probabilities which is given, so that is summation of I is equal to 1 to Q means Q represents the number of source symbols. So how many number of source symbols we have? We have 5 source symbols. So corresponding to that source symbols, so we also need to write their probabilities, that is 5 symbols in the sense I can write it as 1 by 2. So log of 1 by P means 1 divided by 1 by 2, I can write as 1 by, it is log 2 plus 1 by 4 log 4 plus 1 by 8 log 8 plus, so since we have 2 source symbols here which are similar, so I can write it as 2 into 1 by 16 log of 16. So now if you find or if you simplify this one, so you will be getting the value with respect to your entropy, that is H of S. So now once you find the value of H of S, next you need to find what is your average information rate. So what is your average information rate which can be given, which can be written? So your average information rate R is equal to what? R is equal to small rs into H of S BPS, that is bits per second. So now in the problem statement, so they have given the RS value, that is how many number of symbols are emitted per second. Here you can see 5 symbols are emitted once every millisecond. That means with respect to each symbol, so they are emitting for every 1 millisecond the symbols are emitted. That means 1 message per 1 millisecond, which is nothing but 1 source symbol, or 1, I can write it as 1 divided by 10 to the power of minus 3. So which is nothing but 10 to the power of 3 symbols per second. So now your average information rate R will be equal to your 10 to the power of 3 into your H of S value, what you have found out here. So into H of S, so where you will be getting your average information rate, and the unit what you need to write is bits per second. So this is the solution what you are going to get for this problem statement. So now we have one more problem statement here. So where a binary source is emitting an independent sequence of zeros and ones with probabilities P and 1 minus P respectively. So plot the entropy of the source versus P. That means we need to plot a graph showing the entropy versus the probability. So where in general, so they have considered what is the entropy with respect to your P and 1 minus P. So we have the entropy equation as H of S is equal to, if we consider the probability as P, then your H of S will be summation of I is equal to 1 to Q P log of 1 by Pi. Similarly for H of S is equal to, for 1 minus P, so it is, I can write it as 1 minus P log of 1 by 1 minus P. So or I can write it as H of S is equal to summation of I is equal to 1 to Q P log of 1 by P plus summation of I is equal to 1 to Q 1 minus P log of 1 by 1 minus P. So this is what I can write. So considering the data which is given. So now what you need to do is that, so you need to put in, or you need to give the values for P and 1 minus P. So where first we are considering from 0, that means we have a message sequence representing zeros and ones. So that means you have to give the values in between 0 to 1. So let us consider first for the probability P is equal to 0.1, then P is equal to 0.2, then P is equal to 0.3, P is equal to 0.4, P is equal to 0.5, then P is equal to 0.6, P is equal to 0.7, P is equal to 0.8, P is equal to 0.9, and the last value what you can consider is P is equal to 1. So here if we consider P is equal to 0, then H of S will be equal to 0. So that's why here we have not considered the P value as P is equal to 0. So we have started the value from P is equal to 0.1. So now substitute the value of P is equal to 0.1 in this equation. So H of S will be equal to 0.1 is 1 by 0.1 plus 1 minus 0.1 log of 1 by 1 minus 0.1. So if you simplify this, you will be getting some H of S value, and the unit is bits per message symbol. So this is for P is equal to 0.1. So similarly you need to find P is equal to 0.2, what is your H of S. So like this, if you go on giving the values of P value up to 1, so then you will be getting a graph, that is entropy versus probability. So this is your probability and this is your H of S. So this is 0.1. Up to 1. So if you plot the graph will be like this. So this is how the graph you will be getting. So when you plot the graph of entropy versus the probability, so as you can see from the graph, that means the H of S will be maximum only when the probabilities are equiprobable. That means to say that here the entropy H of S, so it is maximum only at H of S is maximum at P is equal to 0.5. That means only when the probabilities are equiprobable it can attain the maximum value. So this is what we are going to prove from this particular graph. The next problem statement is show that the entropy of a discrete memoryless source will become maximum when all the source symbols are equiprobable. That means to say that, so what is the maximum value, or when does the entropy achieves the maximum value, that we are showing here with respect to this particular derivation. So here in order to derive this equation, so we have considered the source S1 and S2 corresponding to the two sources. The probabilities which are emitted here we have considered it as P as well as 1 minus P. So in general we know that the entropy of the equation, it is H of S is equal to summation of I is equal to 1 to Q Pi log of 1 by Pi. So considering that equation, so since we have the two source symbols here, so we have considered those probabilities as P of S of I in general, P of Si log of 1 by P of Si. So now we have the probabilities as P and 1 minus P. So your entropy equation can be written as P log of 1 by P plus 1 minus P into log of 1 by Pi. So now we need to differentiate this equation now with respect to H of S. That is differentiating the equation H of S with respect to the probability, that is P. So if you apply the differentiation, so before you apply the differentiation, so I can write P log of 1 by P as P log of, instead of 1 by P I can write it as minus P. So similarly minus 1, that is 1 minus P log of 1 by 1 minus P can be written as minus of 1 minus P. So then this plus will become minus here. So we get minus P log P minus 1 minus P into log of 1 minus P. So now further, now here if you consider here the equations, so this is P, that is applying the UV rule for differentiation. So it is for P differentiation of the second function plus log P minus the second function what we have considered as 1 minus P into log of 1 minus P. So applying the differentiation, so the equation gets simplified to this one. So where here we have considered that is minus log P plus P of d by dP of log, that is differentiation of log e to P divided by log e to base 2. So where this equation what we have considered here is with respect to once again the relationship what we considered in the previous class, that is Hartley to Nats as well as Hartley to bits. So there the base gets changed, that is log of A to B is equal to 1 by log of B to A. So considering that the base gets changed here. So now then after this the equation gets simplified to this one, that is log P plus P into log of 2 into 1 by P. So similarly it is minus log base 2 of 1 minus P plus 1 minus P log e to 2 into 1 minus 1 divided by 1 minus P. So now here, so in this equation P gets cancelled and in this one 1 minus P gets cancelled. So this is after differentiation. So what we are going to get, that is the equation gets simplified to this form. Then we have log P minus 1 by log 2 plus log of 1 minus P plus the remaining one, that is 1 by log 2. So then here we have 1 that is these two gets changed where we have plus 1 by log 2 and minus 1 by log 2. So then we get the equation as log P plus log of 1 minus P. That means P as well as 1 minus P is the thing what we are going to get. So that means when this H of S or the entropy will be maximum, so only when this H of S will be equal to 0. So now considering that, so after removing the log terms here we get P is equal to 1 minus P. So then after simplification we get 2P is equal to 1 or we get P is equal to 1 by 2, which means to say that the symbols, only when the symbols are equiprobable your entropy will be maximum. So that is when P of S1 is equal to P of S2, so the entropy will be maximum. That is what we need to prove here or what we need to derive from this problem statement.